Thanks, Janet. So good morning to everyone. My name is Joanna, and I'm the Resource Center Specialist at Employment Options in Valcarin. I would like to start by thanking everyone for joining me today. I'm really excited to be here and to share this information with you. I have sent Janet a copy of my presentation to distribute with all of you. I believe we decided that it will be on the member portal for you guys to check out. I've included a lot of useful links and extra information that might be of interest to you. So if you have an interest in looking into any of the information further, please refer back to the PowerPoint. I've been having a lot of fun developing this content for you. That being said, I by no means consider myself an expert. Social media has always fascinated me. It always seemed to be a task that kind of fell on my lap. I come from the non-for-profit sector, where the funding for social media and a communications agent is practically non-existent. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that story. This is something that is of interest to me and has been, for the most part, self-taught. And I'm looking forward to sharing with you what I've learned and what I hope can benefit you in some way. We do have an active Facebook page here at Employment Options. We actually have a few, and it seems to be going well and it's growing constantly. And so I'm really excited to share with you what's working for us and how we are moving forward with Facebook. Sorry, Janet, my PowerPoint's not moving forward. Oh, there we go. Sorry
Okay.
about that, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
um, So acknowledgement. So the employment options greater Sudbury page is managed collaboratively between Cambrian College and Collège Boréal. And so I would like to thank our partners at Collège Boréal for giving me permission to share information with you, statistics related to our Facebook page. I have screenshotted a lot of things and examples to show with you, and that comes directly from our page. So I want to thank Boréal for letting me do that and sharing this insightful information with you. So we're going to go through our table of contents briefly. So I'm going to start with an introduction. We're also going to go through the Facebook glossary. So we're going to go over certain important terms. We're going to talk about the Facebook page or the business page itself. That's probably what we'll spend most of our time talking about. We're going to talk about growing your page and reaching new clients, of course, collaborating with other agencies, content ideas, managing your page, creating an event. We're also going to be talking about the jobs section a little bit and paid ads. So first off, 93% of online customers check social media before buying. Now, I understand that our clients aren't necessarily purchasing our product. However, they're still investing their time and their effort into our services. This is why it's becoming more and more important to have a strong presence online, even if our services are delivered in person. If you're looking to have a stronger presence online, Facebook is a great place to start. It is by far the largest online social network with just over 2 billion monthly active users. So we'll start with the profile. So a Facebook profile is a personal account on Facebook. When you join Facebook, you get a profile. This is a place where you can connect with friends, see their posts in their newsfeed, post your thoughts, pictures, videos, etc. Everyone who joins Facebook gets a profile. And according to Facebook terms and conditions, you are only allowed one and only one Facebook profile. Now, the profile can be described kind of as a user account. As mentioned, according to Facebook terms of service, you are not allowed more than one account per user. I personally have broken this rule. I have a profile strictly to update our service providers' Facebook pages. The account could technically get suspended. I've heard of this happening to other people. In our office, though, almost everyone has created or used a business profile, and no one has had any restrictions put on their account. So just keep that in mind if you do have an account strictly for your service provider, that it could technically, according to their terms of service, be shut down. Now, the difference between a profile and a page, so the profile has a limit of 5,000 connections, so you cannot exceed 5,000 connections, as in the business page itself has unlimited connections. And so that brings me to the page, and this is what we'll mostly be learning and talking about today. So businesses, organizations, and public figures can connect with their customers or fans on Facebook by creating a Facebook page. Anyone with a Facebook account can create a page or help manage one, as long as they have a role on the page. And we'll talk about that a little bit later on. People who like a page can get updates about the page, such as posts, photos, and videos in their newsfeed. Having a Facebook page is an easy way to communicate and share information with your clients. And like I said, compared to the profile, it has an unlimited number of connections. Now we also have the group, which is a bit different as well. So groups provide a space to communicate about shared interests with certain people. You can create a group for anything, your family reunion, your after-work sports team, your book club, and customize the group's privacy settings depending on who you want to be able to join and see the group. You can learn how to create a group or join a group that you're interested in. And like I said, there's no member limit imposed on this one. However, once you do reach a certain amount of people in the group, you can have some restrictions be imposed on the administrator. So I think it's when you reach, I think it's 5,000 members or something like that, you will no longer be able to send messages to all your members in the group. You will not be able to share events with all the members in the group, stuff like that. So just keep that in mind. So we also have the like button. Now, this is probably one of the more important terms that we're going to be talking about today. So the like feature on Facebook, it's pretty simple in nature. Users click the like to communicate what they think about anything. From a marketing perspective, it may be the most powerful tool Facebook has to offer. If you own a business or run a Facebook page, Facebook users can like your page or any content you post on it, telling their friends what they like and telling their friends what they like and what you have to offer. Since friends often share common interests, when someone likes your product or business, it exposes it to other people who are likely to have similar interests. Now we see in the top right-hand corner there that there's the thumbs up, and that would be the like symbol. Now you can also follow pages. So you can follow your favorite businesses, brands, organizations, in our case, service providers, and people who aren't a friend on Facebook, but allow everybody to follow them. So this wouldn't be a profile. This would not be considered for a profile. This would only be considered for a page. And it allows everybody to follow you. So when you follow someone or a page, you may see updates from that person or a page in the newsfeed. If you like a page, you'll automatically follow it. Your number of likes might be different from your number of follows. People may decide to like your page but not follow it, and vice versa. Our likes and follows page on our Subry page are a little bit different. So we have, I think we have about 10 more follows than likes. So that means people don't necessarily want to acknowledge that they like our brand or that they follow our page, but they can, by following it, they will be able to see the updates. They'll be able to see the content that we're posting. So we have actually more follows than likes, and the opposite effect can happen as well. Comments. So while the number of comments your brand receives is worth paying attention to, it's the tone and content of comments that provide insight into how people feel about your brand, product, or campaign. We also have reactions. This feature serves as an extension of the like button. Instead of being able to only like a post, Facebook users can choose from 6 different emotive reactions. So they can like, they can love, they can laugh, be wowed, be sad or angry about something. And this is also something that's worth paying attention to. You may get certain reactions from different posts and stuff like that. Like I know when we were posting about the minimum wage increase, people had a lot to say about it, that sort of thing. But it's good to keep track of what people think about what you're posting. So one advantage of using Facebook is the built-in analytics tool. And this can help you monitor your page's progress from week to week. And we'll go over a few basic terms. So the first one, being the most important one, would be engagement. So engagement rate measures your effectiveness at engaging your audience using Facebook page insights, the data Facebook provides about your page's performance. The engagement rate metric is designed to show you the number of unique users who engage with your content as a percentage of the number of users who were exposed to it. Now we also have the reach. So reach is the number of people who saw any of your page's posts. Reach can be broken down into people who saw your posts with or without paid advertising, so whether that be paid or organic posts. Reach of engagement numbers might not necessarily be users who like or follow your page, although the more the people who like and follow your page will likely organically increase your engagement and your reach. Facebook will also send members of your admin panel a weekly email with a summary of your page's analytics. And so here, this is an example of the email you would receive from week to week. So all of your administrators and editors would be receiving this email here. So if we look at this particular one, the individual page visits from the previous week were at 76 and they went up to 106. So that was a 40% increase for that week. Weekly total reach went up from 2,500 to just over 5,000, and that was a 115% increase. And then we see our people engaged was previously at 110 and it went up to 177, so it went up almost 60%. So this is a really good gauge to see how you're doing in terms of engaging your audience. So now we were talking a little bit about having administrator and editor roles. So I'm going to explain to you a little bit how they're different. So being an admin on a Facebook page allows you to control all aspects of the page. This includes creating and deleting posts, creating ads, assigning page roles, so you can assign another administrator or another editor, and viewing insights. And then an editor has the ability to edit the page, send messages, create and delete posts, create ads, and view insights. They cannot assign page roles like the administrator. Now we're going to be talking about the page itself. So I'll go over each section and you'll see the section I'm talking about will get larger. So we'll talk about the profile picture. So Facebook describes the profile picture as a square display on your page. Your page's profile picture will be displayed next to your page's name around Facebook to represent your page. Your profile picture appears in your followers and news feeds, on your page's timeline, replies and comments and posts you make on other pages. A logo is usually the best option for a profile picture. Clients will be able to easily identify you across the site. And it's also important not to change it too often either, because people will get used to seeing your logo around Facebook, and it's important that they can recognize you. And so it's really important to not change it too often. Next up, we have the cover photo. So a good cover photo is also very important. The images that you choose to represent your page can make or break whether or not a client decides to engage. It's more than a complimentary image to your profile picture. A good cover photo ties together your brand story and can be the most vocal part of your page. The cover photo can be a valuable marketing asset. Now, this here is your timeline, and this is where you would post your content. So you can post anything from typed messages to photos and videos. It is archived in a chronological order for your followers to revisit later on. Now you also have the Contact Us button in the right-hand corner there. Clients can access your contact information, such as your telephone number and address, by clicking on this button. It's important to make sure the information is accurate and current. Now we also have the Messenger button right there. So anyone can also send a message directly to your page. When clients use Messenger, it is a private conversation that takes place. A notification will be immediately sent to everyone on your it will be sent to everyone of your administrators and editors, and anyone with these privileges will be able to respond to the message. Some of the messages we get are, where are you guys located? What kind of services we offer? We often get messages about second career and stuff like that. So it's important to respond to those and respond to them in a timely manner. Now we also have your reviews. A page's star rating is the average of all public star ratings that the page has received. The rating function has to be activated. Only pages that allow reviews will show a star rating. And then we also have the menu bar here on the left-hand side. The menu bar allows your followers to easily find content on your page instead of scrolling through your timeline. So they'll be able to easily find previous events, photos, videos, that sort of thing, and they won't have to scroll through all of the content on your timeline. I also included some useful links to you here. So one is the importance of a profile picture, so how to determine what to put as your profile picture. And the second is how to create the ultimate Facebook cover photo. Are there any questions so far?
No, no questions.
Okay, awesome. So now the part that we've been waiting for, so growing your page and reaching new clients. So I have a few steps that I think are really important to follow. So the first one is to have a clear vision. So determine the purpose of your page and set clear guidelines accordingly. What are you trying to accomplish? You know, are you trying to get more clients? Are you trying to get them to attend more workshops? Are you trying to get them through the door? Determining what the purpose of your page is really important. And deciding what kind of content you want on your page is also really important. And it'll kind of help you gauge later on what to post and that sort of thing. So it's really important to have a clear vision. Getting your page verified. So if you see a gray badge on a page, it means that Facebook confirmed that it is an authentic page for this business or organization. And this just kind of helps to add validity to your page. Learning from others. It's impossible to know everything, so like and follow your competitors' pages, even if they're not in the same area as you. If you have another service provider who's doing social media really well, and they might not be in your area necessarily, but if you notice that they're doing things that you might not be doing, it's important to follow those pages and follow by example. Like I said, it's impossible to know everything, especially if you're not from a communications background. And so if we can learn something or two from a different page, that's really important. It's also important to incorporate, oh, sorry?
Yeah, Joanna, I was just going to, there is a question, which is kind of ironic at this stage. So okay. I have a question that has come in. So somebody is saying that their Facebook page is different than yours. And why is that?
Are they looking at it from an editor's standpoint or from the client standpoint? So the screenshot that I took earlier was from my personal page. And so this is what it would look like to all of your clients. When you are an editor or an administrator of a page, it might look a little bit different. You'll kind of see some analytic tools on the side, and it'll look a little bit different to you if you're an editor or an administrator yourself. You might also be mistaking it with the profile or a group, which are different as well, and they're going to look different too. I hope that answers the question. I'm not sure.
So they've basically said that they were looking at it from the settings. Do you want me to
from
try and unmute this individual?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just curious to, I
Pas,
just want to make sure I'm answering the question correctly.
Pas, do you have audio? Pas, are you there? No, it doesn't look like they have audio. So uh, also can't find the analytics. So that's another
Okay.
same individual.
Okay, so to see the analytics, you have to make sure a role has been assigned to you. So that means you have to make sure that someone has either made you an administrator or an editor on the page. Otherwise, you will not be able to see any analytics. So if you're just liking the page, you're not going to see any of that. So make sure to find out who your administrator is on your page and if they've assigned you a role. Because otherwise, like I said, you won't see anything. I'll have my email at the end of the PowerPoint, so you can always email me your questions as well, and we can maybe arrange for a time to chat. I would be happy to do that. So if I didn't answer your question, maybe it's something we can talk about a little bit later on, if that's okay.
Okay, Pascal, I'm hoping that that's what we can do for you. You and Joanna can connect via email after today's presentation. Would that be okay? She's saying that he or she is saying that that is okay. So
Okay,
thank you
awesome.
very much.
Okay. So like I said, incorporating personality into your page is also really important. So adding videos or images that show your staff, clients, behind the scenes, etc., is more important than you think. We're so focused on having like the perfect page or having the perfect group or having the perfect profile. And really it's about having personality. Clients need to be able to relate to you in some way. They need to see that you're a person too and that you're helping clients and the clients that you have are also people too. We're so quick to want to make it look perfect and we always want to say the right thing, but it's really not about that. It's about showing that it's about showing your personality, and it's very interesting to others and will help you get more views, likes, comments, and interaction. We're also going to talk about video a little bit. So people love videos and they get more views usually and they can convey more information quicker. And I know video can be intimidating to a lot of people. It's not an easy thing to do. It can be a little frightening, but it's a very, very effective marketing tool. I included this really important article here about why video is so important. They're predicting in the future, like I'd say less than the next 5 years, most of the content online will be video based. And so it's really important that we kind of start thinking about that. I think it was in this article, they were talking about how video also doesn't need to be perfect. Like I said, your page doesn't need to be perfect and your videos don't need to be perfect. Videos is kind of like pizza. It kind of just pleases everybody. Even though it's not like the greatest meal, it still appeals to a lot of people, and video is kind of the same way. Interacting with other Facebook groups and other pages. So this will help you connect with more people and help grow your page too. Even other service providers or something like that is really, really important, because the more that you interact with them, the more they will interact with you. And being authentic. So just like I said, it doesn't need to be perfect, but your content needs to be genuine and show that you care about the client that you're trying to attract into your resource center. We're going to talk a little bit about the Facebook do's and don'ts, because like any other social media platform, there are rules or unwritten rules that you kind of need to follow. So the first mistake I think a lot of brands or people make is just talking about the brand. So you need to post content that will attract clients to your page. And a great way to do this is by adding job postings and information your clients can actually use. Just talking about your services and just talking about what's going on is not always the best way to go about things. Following the 80-20% rule, so having 80% of your posts be social, and that relates to your agency or your target audience or your vision, like we were talking about earlier. is really important. Clients need a reason to go to your page, and they're not going to go to your page just to find out about their services. We post a lot of job postings on our page, and it's what brings people to us, and it seems to be working quite effectively for us. There is another service provider in our area that posts job tips, and that seems to be what attracts clients to their page. So you kind of have to figure out what works for you. For us, it's job postings, and although it's working for that other service provider, we have far more likes than they do, and our statistics are a lot better than they are at this point, from what I understand. And so it's really important to find out what would bring a client to your page and to like your page and to engage with it. And only 20% should pertain to your programs and services. Posting consistently is also really important. So ideally 1 to 2 times a day. Posts between 1 and 4 p.m. perform better. And posts typically get more engagement near the end of the week, so by Thursday and Friday. Do not use hashtags. And I know this seems kind of counterintuitive because on every other social media platform like Twitter and Instagram, we're told to use hashtags to get noticed and to get your content noticed. And this is true with the exception of Facebook. So Facebook does not do well with hashtags, and actually those posts tend to perform significantly less than the ones without hashtags. So working with other agencies, so sharing others' content such as events, workshops, information to your page is really important. And the more you interact with others' pages, the more they'll interact with yours. And again, making sure it aligns with your page's vision and the content is relevant to what you're promoting. This is probably something that has been really effective for us. So posting in local groups such as job search group, regional swap and buy pages, and community boards is really important. And this also helps us get likes on our page. And I guarantee you there are some of these in your area for sure. They're usually in every city, there's a job search group or a swap and buy or a community board of some kind. And if there isn't, maybe it's time for you to look at creating one. We didn't have one for the area that we live in. There was no job search group for the specific area that we live in or that our office is in. And so we created one ourselves. And so it allows us to post job postings. It allows us to share workshops, share some information, and bring people into the resource center. So if you don't have one of these pages in your area, think about creating one because that could be a really powerful tool. Engaging with employers by liking their pages and sharing their job postings and job fair announcements is also a great way. For job developers, this is a really good tool. We have some employers that have tagged us in their job postings before, so they'll post like a job fair announcement on their page and then they'll tag us in it and then we'll share it. Or if we share something that they've posted, sometimes the employer will get in contact with us and say, hey, I want to work with you. Is there any services available? Can you post this to your page? Because our page has kind of gotten a lot of traction. And so now employers are kind of approaching us and asking us to post stuff for them. And that leads to other conversations about services and all that. So engaging with employers is important too. We don't want to just attract the clients. We want to attract the employers as well. So by this point, you might be like, this is a little overwhelming. Where do I begin? Sounds like a lot. And what do I post? And referring back to this list is really important. I have about 3 slides worth of content ideas that you can post. And we'll kind of go through it together, but this is just to give you an idea on those days where you don't really know what to post, where to start. This is a great place to refer back to. So we have job postings, of course, post-secondary recruitment information and events, promotional events, inspirational quotes or graphics, job search tips, informative articles. So when the minimum wage was going up, we were sharing a lot of information about that. interview techniques, helpful videos. So if you have a video maybe about how to master an interview or something like that, that would probably get a lot of views on your page. Resume and cover letter writing tips or articles. Local labor market information. Excuse me. So if a new business is coming into town, or a market is really growing in your area, it's important to share that information. Job fairs and recruitment events, changes in hours of operation, college employment center information, holiday closures, aesthetic or equipment upgrades. So in our RI right now, we are kind of going through a facelift. We'll be changing our workstations shortly. And so I plan to post something about that. Maybe it'll attract people to come in. Mentoring or job shadowing opportunities, relevant community events such as the Chamber of Commerce, program information. Like I said, this should fall under your 20% of your brand exposure. So stuff like YJL, YJC. Business or self-employment services, staffing changes. This can also be really important and a really good video opportunity. So if you have a new staff member in your office, it might be good for them to post a video or a picture or something introducing themselves to your clients or to your audience. That would be a good way for them to start. Trades and apprenticeship information, workshops, regulatory changes such as trades or minimum wage, media coverage of your office. So if you had any type of event at your office, like a grand opening or something like that, we had a location change at one of our offices. And so anything posted about that was good at the time. You can also do contests, workplace safety tips, success stories. So you must have a success story in your office. Do you have clients that had a really good experience with you, or even an employer who had a really good experience with you? This would be good to share on your page. New clients need to know that there is something in it for them, and that a good outcome is possible for them. So sharing success stories can be really effective. Answering a client's questions. So if you have a question that comes up quite often in your center, answering that question on Facebook is good. Any OSAP financial aid information, free resources, scholarship information, fun facts, anything about online security or job scams. An interesting statistic is always good. Fill in the blanks. It's also important to thank your clients. So thanking them for engaging with your page, thanking them for liking and supporting you, and being part of that environment. Behind the scenes photos. So like I said, we were having a location change at one of our offices. And so we posted some pictures of our barbecue that we had and stuff like that, and it got a lot of attention. So that's good. Important milestones. So if you've been open for say 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, something like that, you can also make an event out of it, which is good.
Joanne, well, I do have another question, Joanna. So
yeah,
just a second. Just jumped. So this individual says that I am an editor of our Facebook page. Am I able to like employers' pages as an editor, or is it the admin person only who can do this?
No, it's anyone who can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, anyone can like a page. So whether you're an administrator or an editor, you can like the page.
Okay. And one other question. Yeah. Okay. And I will have one other question.
Sure.
So this is somebody's personal experience in using Facebook. They were doing a fundraiser to conquer cancer. And last year they tried to use Facebook but had zero success. They posted and sent private messages but no response. They think analytics will help. Last year they were going into HTML code for the page to find it. On the business side, I'm an editor for the business page. When I post on it, the post gets sent to my personal contacts. Why?
That's a really good question. I'm not entirely sure.
So you might want to think about
Oh,
that one, Joanna. This is the same
yeah.
individual, I think, that's going to contact you anyway. So,
Okay, perfect.
so
Yeah,
maybe,
because it's important that when you're posting to something, you're not posting to your profile, you're posting it to the page. And so what we have to remember is when we're posting to our profile, you're posting to your personal profile. So that means that you're only sharing with your friends, depending on your security settings. Maybe your friends will only be able to see that post. If you want to post something to a page, you have to make sure to make that switch between the profile and the page. Then when you post on the page, your post should be public. So yeah, definitely contact me and I can help walk you through that and better understand your question. Um,
and
yeah,
so, yeah, somebody I think has tried to answer. So this individual has said you can only contact people you know. A page can't make initial contact as a message. People can message the page and you can respond, but the page is only a tool. So
yes,
I think,
exactly. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I think so.
So I'm thinking this person probably was trying to post something in their profile and not through the business page. And so if you have privacy settings on your personal page, only your friends will be able to see it. Not everyone will be able to see it.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe again, if you can you two can connect.
For sure, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Any other
yeah,
questions while
yeah,
we're
I do
at
have another
it, or?
question. So it's now harder to see business posts in feeds. Our reach has shrunk considerably in the past couple of weeks. Any suggestions as to how to work around that?
And this will happen. There are, you know what I mean? Facebook has become quite a platform. Like I said, there's over 2 billion monthly active users. So it's really important to post consistently. And posting and interacting with groups and posting on other pages is really, really important to gain some traction, and that will help bring your engagement back up. So if you are posting, say for example, you posted a job posting on your page, sharing it to a regional swap and buy page saying, oh, this position needs to be filled urgently, please share, or something like that. Asking for that like or share is also quite effective as well at boosting your engagement. And we're also going to be talking about paid ads later on and how you can boost the number of views on your page. Unfortunately, there is a cost related to that, but you can do that as well. That might also be the answer.
Okay. And then another question, how frequently should one post?
So like I said earlier, it should be about 1 to 2 times a day.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, so creating visual content online. So I noted a few different programs that you can use to create content for your Facebook page. The first one is Canva, which is the one that we use. Canva can be free. There is a free account. Some graphics and stuff like that you will have to pay for, and that's kind of how they stay funded. But you can go through Canva with not having to purchase anything, which is awesome. There are templates and stuff you can buy, but there are a ton of free ones as well. Canva allows you to create pictures for Facebook. It allows you to create a cover photo, a lot of different uses. And you can also create content for other social media platforms as well. And then we also have PicMonkey, which I have no experience with, but it kind of came up a lot in my research. From what I understand, there is a free account, and I'm guessing kind of like Canva, it would be a little bit limited for the free account, but then you can also pay a monthly fee to access more graphics and more fonts and stuff like that. You can also purchase Adobe Photoshop or Adobe Illustrator to create content as well. Your college might already have a license for this. They are expensive to purchase. I'm not going to lie about that, but if you have an IT department, they will most likely have some licenses, and maybe they can probably share one with you. I'm not sure, but that is also an option. And then there's also some free and open source content, as free and open source programs as well. So these are free. You probably will not be able to download them if you have an IT department. They will most likely have to install it for you. So it's a good conversation to have with your IT department, see if this is something that would be good for you. Like I said, it's free and open source, so you don't require a license. There's no cost related to it, but just make sure that they are okay with you installing something like that on your computer. Managing your page. So we're going to talk a little bit about the different ways that you can manage your page. So someone was asking earlier, how often should you post 1 to 2 times daily? Well, that's a lot of time and coming up with that content. And it's probably a full-time job in and of itself. And so what I recommend is creating a marketing committee or a social media committee and meeting regularly to discuss content ideas and working, kind of dividing the task. Making sure that all of your administrators and editors are clear about your page's vision. Like I said, dividing the task, having individual targets. So maybe instead of the same person posting every day, maybe have each administrator or editor post at least 2 times a week or something like that. That would be a good way to divide the task, and it wouldn't be so much work on one person. And including your other staff members who might not be on your marketing or social media team, having them submit ideas, pictures, postings, and other content would be good. Getting your college marketing teams involved. So maybe they could kind of help you get started. So creating marketing materials for you, maybe going through some training with your staff, depending on their availability and stuff like that. I know that can sometimes be difficult, but sometimes just them taking a bit of time for you would be good. So we're going to talk about creating an event, and this could also help you get engagement on your page. So if you have an upcoming event, it's not enough to just share a poster or a picture. Events let you organize and respond to gatherings and in the real world with people on Facebook. Events can help you get some exposure. We're going to talk about that a little bit more in a minute. So some examples of events you could have would be for a workshop, a job fair, a recruitment event, and information sessions. Here are some of the advantages of creating an event. So creating an event will be much more effective in helping you get the word out and reaching new clients. It's interactive, so clients can post questions or comments about the event in the discussion column. The information can be shared much more effectively. So like we were talking about earlier, if you had a fundraiser or something like that, creating an event would be a great way to get the message across, and kind of getting people to know about your event is a great way. So if you were just sharing the poster, or if you were just sharing the picture, that's not enough. You have to actually go into your page and create an event. And the important part about creating an event is it will send a notification to anyone who likes your page that an event near them has been created. So right now we have about 950 likes on our page. So every time that we create an event, 950 people get a notification that an event has been created. So that alone helps us a lot. So if we're sharing the event on a swap and buy page, or on a job searching page or something like that, or a group, sorry, it'll help us reach more people and get the engagement up. So we had in the fall, we had an OSAP financial aid workshop. So people from the student recruitment at the college had come to our office to do a presentation for our clients. And so we had created an event, and because I like the page, I got a notification right away. So it says Employment Options Greater Sudbury has added an event near you. So this is an example of a notification that your client would receive about your event, helping you, again, getting more exposure. So just sharing a poster or A picture is not enough. Creating an event will actually send out this notification to people. So here are some of the more advantages of creating an event. You have the option to send messages to clients on your guest list, making communication a lot easier. We had a job fair, and unfortunately the employer had to cancel at the last minute. And so having an event made it really easy because I was able to send a message to all the participants saying it had been canceled, it'll be rescheduled in the future. So it made it a lot easier to communicate with people. It will also send reminders close as the event gets closer to remind people that there is an event coming up. So that's also an advantage of creating an event. And then I included here a link, so how to make your event stand out. Now there's also the jobs section. Now I know this doesn't really have a lot to do with reaching new clients, but I thought it was still important to include because a lot of your clients are now able to apply for jobs directly on Facebook. So I figured it was kind of important to go over this a little bit. So you can apply to a job post if you see it in your newsfeed. You can go to a company's page to see if they have any jobs open by clicking jobs in the left column of the page. If there isn't a jobs tab, the company hasn't posted any jobs on their page. So it'll kind of look like this on the left-hand side of the page. Now, as we can see here, this is a job that was posted, and I would just click on Apply Now, and it'll automatically fill in your client's information. So I pretended like I was interested in applying for this position. You can see my name pre-populates there, my location, my email address comes up. And so if I had a phone number attached to my profile, it would also come up. So this is a good way to start a conversation with your client about what they're posting on their profile. Is their information all up to date? Is their content appropriate? Because the employer will obviously be able to see all of that. And then we're going to talk about paid ads a little bit. So 95.8% of social media marketers worldwide said Facebook provides the best return on investment on all social media platforms. So this is basically saying you are going to get the most out of your money if you are paying for advertising on Facebook rather than other social media platforms. Facebook has a lot of different advertising options right now. They've really expanded in terms of advertising. There are a lot of different things you can do. I'm going to talk just about boosting because it's the most cost effective because having a campaign on Facebook can be rather pricey. And so I figured boosting was probably a good way to kind of get started on paid ads. So boosting is a post that may help you get more people to like, share, or comment on a post you create. So someone was talking about earlier getting their engagement up. Paying to boost your posts is also a good way to get your engagement up. So boosting posts are also a way to reach new people who are likely interested in your content but don't currently follow you on Facebook. Your boosted post can include a call to action button so that you can drive people to take action you care about, like booking an appointment, signing up for a newsletter, and getting in touch with your business and more. So this is an example of a post that we had put. So we can see here it's reached 721 people organically without having to boost anything. And then we also, for every post that you are putting on your timeline, you will have this option to boost the post. So targeted boosted posts can be shown to the audience of your choosing. You get to find a new audience based on things like location, interests, and more. You can also create a custom audience based on your contacts you already have, or a lookalike audience based on people you've already shown interest on your business page. So when you click on Boost Post, you can kind of determine what your target audience is. So if we see here, we can either advertise to men or women. We can define the age group. So this would be really good if you have a youth program that you're trying to promote. This would be a good way for you to target people's age. You can also determine it by location. And then if you see at the bottom here, it says add demographic interests or behaviors. So it's really specific. You can really get specific of the kind of people you want your post to, the kind of people that will see your post. And like I said, it's quite inexpensive to boost a post. You have a customizable budget, so the amount that you pay to boost your post is up to you. You can select a pre-populated budget or set a custom amount. Boosted posts require a minimum budget of $1 a day. So we can see here for an extra $3, although we had already reached 721 people, for $3 more, we can reach up to another almost 700 people. And you can schedule these according to the amount of time you want your ad to run. You can choose custom durations. So if you want it to only run day, or you only want it to run 1 day or 7 days, you can set the date according to what you want.
So Joanna, just on that boost note, I got one question here and maybe you've just answered it with the cost factor. So they're basically saying that they're not sure how you boosted the last ad. Yeah, you can't boost images with more than 20% copy. Is that correct?
I'm not sure.
Okay, all right.
Sorry,
Okay.
I'm really not sure about that.
Okay.
I've never had that problem. Like, I've always scrolled through our timeline, and I think everything we've posted has always had a boost button, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Okay.
Are there any other questions?
Yeah, there are quite a few. I'm just cognizant of time. So somebody is asking, can you address using keywords on the Facebook page? And again, I think a lot of these questions can be posed to you after, because as you say, you are going to leave your email address. Another one, is there any way to import a list of job postings? Another one is, we have monthly recurring workshops. How frequently should you post a recurring workshop? And another one is, 1 to 2 times a day seems to be a lot. Can you address why so frequently? And I guess that's when you've made reference to posting.
Okay, I'll try to answer as many as I can.
Yeah.
So I know it does seem like a lot. Unfortunately, because Facebook is so widely used, although you can reach a lot of people, you have to post a lot to stand out. It's just the nature of what it is, right? So like I said, if it's only one person doing it, it's a lot. It's essentially a full-time job. This is why people hire social media marketers or communications agents. I understand that's not always possible for us. Like, we do not have a communications agent or an intern at this time. And so that's why we've kind of created a committee of people who were interested in posting on our Facebook page. And we kind of divide the tasks between all of us. It's kind of a shared job. So it doesn't all fall on one person. So that's why it's important to post a lot. And I know it can be very time consuming, but the more you do it, the easier it will be to create content and come up with things to post. There's also nothing wrong with just sharing other people's information. That would be considered a post as well. And so if there's something going on at another agency or someone else is posting something, you can share it, and that's considered a post as well. So you don't always have to come up with your own content. I'm going to post, this is our Facebook page here. And so you can kind of check out to see what sort of things we're posting, what kind of things are we putting on there. Like I said earlier, follow other pages who are doing very well, and you will be able to kind of get some ideas, and you'll see that it might not be as bad as you think. Importing a job list, that one's a little bit tricky. You can share a link to your timeline. So if you have a job posted on Indeed or JobBank or even on your service provider website, you can share it to Facebook. There's no way to really import a list. What we do is we take a screenshot of the job postings we come up with and we share it as a photo. That seems to be what's working for us right now. I'm not aware of any other ways to kind of import a list. But if you see a job that, like, for example, a lot of our clients are looking for driving positions like AZ drivers or heavy equipment operators. So when we see jobs like that, sometimes we'll share it to our page because we know that's what our clients are looking for. And so we'll just share the link and we'll say, it's important to also say something. So someone was talking about having a keyword. So someone might be able to look through Facebook and say, I'm looking for an AZ job or AZ driver. So it's important for you to post, this employer is looking for an AZ driver, so they'll be able to find your post, if that makes any sense. Was there anything else? I'm trying to remember what all the questions were, but feel free to email me. I would be happy to talk with you. We can arrange a time to discuss more because sometimes talking about it over email can be a little hard too. And yeah, so email me. I'm happy to give you a call and we can discuss it further. Like I said, I'm not an expert by any means, so I'll answer all the questions that I can. And if not, you might have to refer back to your marketing department at your college. They might be able to answer the question better than I can. Is that it, Janet? Well, I would like to thank everyone for participating today, and I appreciate all the questions. I'm sorry if I wasn't able to answer all of them, but like I said, please feel free to email me. I welcome any questions, and I'll try to respond to them as quickly as I can and help you out in any way I can.
Okay, well, thank you very much. There were a couple of last questions, and I apologize if we're not able to get to those, but
I have a bit of time.
okay. So we're getting a lot of thank yous, but if Kim is still on the line, she said, can we have the option of having choice of recipient in Messenger? Example, do we want to send your message to Adrian, Kim, or Ken?
So like what someone was saying earlier, if you're using the Facebook Messenger, you cannot send messages to people. They can only send messages to you. From your profile, you will be able to send messages, and yeah, from that you can choose who your recipients will be for sure.
Okay, all right. So yeah, I think we'll call it a wrap then. We are out of time, but again, Joanna, a lot of information.
I know.
There's a PowerPoint presentation that will be available. There's also, she's offered her services if you want to chat with her. In due course, this webinar will be posted on our website. But I want to thank everybody for participating today.
Thank you.